so I'm not using the little tiny extra one anymore. Yeah. You like this one? Okay, good. So today's broadcast is it's not actually going to be a long one. It's not intended to be anyway, but I guess we can go ahead and get into it. I sent out a message so people would know that I was coming on at a different time today because my babies got home early. Yes, I'm going to talk about competition today because I always see like little slight shades and stuff going around. And, you know, I'm just not very slight. I'm very like, let's just be honest. Let's just be open. Let's talk about some things. But I'm actually going to talk about it in a very positive way because, you know, that's what I do. So, yeah, and I just don't believe in that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. My name is Tori Torres. For anyone that does not know me, I am a serial entrepreneur, a social and digital marketing strategist. I am an author, podcast host, designer to the stars, boss babe blogger, and super mommy to Christian and Carmelo. I love them, Monica, because like I am not very slight. Right, let's just y'all can't make me laugh through this, okay? Because this is some good stuff I have for y'all. So this is me. This is how I'm Tori. I teach you how to use Instagram and YouTube to build your brand and make money selling your products online, which is basically e-commerce, y'all. It's e-commerce business. So you guys know I always say it can be tough to sell online when there are so many other companies, when there's so much competition. I can still hear Sheila, Glamorous Life playing, there we go, in the background. It can be hard to sell when there's so much competition. So many of my clients, they sell hair. They're beauty bloggers and influencers, coaches, MLM marketing, like it works. They do lashes, makeup. They sell t-shirts and accessories. They online, and they're interior designers that sell like glam furniture, to name a few. So I help them to understand their audience and to market to them without like selling that whole obvious thing that no one wants to see on their Instagram feed, right? So I've run my business online successfully for 16 years, selling bling. I've been featured on VH1, MTV, BET, attended pretty much every award show that there is, including the Grammys, Latin Grammys, AMAs, MTV hoodies, BET, and my products are seen used by some of the biggest celebrities. So for the past 7 years, I sell my products in a way that I describe as, hey, thank y'all for coming in. I see you, greetings to you too. I've described my selling process as selling smarter. Hi, Janice, baby doll. One of my Diamond Girl magazine members. Hey, boo. I did this in my business several years ago when I created the case of the month, right? My smarter selling process, where I sell one product to a minimum of 1,000 people each month for $55. And when I started by doing that, I was able to change the whole game for my business. Okay. So for those of you who don't know me, there you go. That's in a nutshell, enough about me. You guys can learn more about me from my website. Let's talk about you and why competition is good for you and why it's good for everyone. Okay. So I know that when some of my audience wants to do something, like they'll say, well, you know, so-and-so already does this, but this is my passion. It's what I really want to sell or what I really want to do. And it's just how I want to serve my audience, right? So the first thing that I ask those people is, well, what do you have that they don't? What training or expertise do you have to back you up? Or what experience, right? Because sometimes it's not always about the training. It's not always about school or any of those things. It's about hands-on training, okay? So today I want to share with you my 3 reasons that competition is good for you. So number 1, competition makes you a better you, okay? That means that there's a need for what you offer and the way you offer it in a way that no one else can offer it. So I have shared with you guys, my audience. Usually I know I come on at 2:15. Like I said, today I came in a little earlier because my babies are starting to trail in for an early day, early release day. But for those of you that don't know, I've basically shared with you how competition took me from a business to a brand. It constantly makes me think about how to offer more value to my audience, right? And more of myself. So I don't care how many other people have experienced being a coach, a teacher, or influencer. They are not me, okay? They've not had my experiences. They've not done what I've done for over a decade, okay? So I meet a need, regardless of like who's mad that I do. And the same for you, regardless of who's mad that you meet a need. So don't let people tell you that the market that you want to be in has enough of anything, because what that industry is missing is you, okay? So number 2, why competition is good for you. Number 2, it makes you accountable to your audience. That is a big one, accountability. A great example is at Boxer Fitness is like my e-trainer, like she's my online trainer. And I've been saying for the longest, like, I want my bikini body back from 2 years ago, okay? But I sit working all day and I stop running. And every single morning, she messages me via text and asks me for proof that I am at the gym. I tell her I'm gonna go at 10 a.m. And at 10 a.m., if I have not messaged her by 10 a.m., she is like, Miss Ma'am. I'm like, I know, I'm going, I was just wrapping something up yesterday. But the accountability factor is what keeps us in line. It was one thing when I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to the gym, where I get dressed in my gym clothes and come down to the middle floor and sit down and start working. There's no one to say, hey, Tori, did you get your ass up and go to the gym? Right? But now there is. So check out at Boxer Fitness, guys, if you are looking for an e-trainer, because let me tell you, she is not having it, okay? But accountability. So for the past several months, many people have come to me because they were following others who didn't reply to them, or people who were rude to them and just didn't appreciate their business, right? So they started watching and engaging and following with me. And they see my authenticity. I believe in authenticity. One of my team members with the magazine, actually, who that's right, accountability keeps you on point. Yes, ma'am. She's not here for it. She's like, get up and text me a video of you there. So, yeah, one of my team members always talks about like my authenticity. She'll be like, Tori, and like I said, I just met her a couple months ago, but and I just formed the magazine a couple months ago on our team, and we have been working on putting it all together. And we released last month our first subscription, our first Jesus, what's the word I'm looking for? Publication. We released our first publication last month. So, but she was like, Tori, one thing about you is no matter where you are literally the same. Like, you don't change. You're silly, you're, giggly and bubbly. And that's the truth. Even when, like, I'm actually really sad today, really sad, because if you guys know, if you've been following me for a while, you know that my grandma Licious recently passed. It's been 3 months, and the last couple, 2 or 3 nights, like, have been really difficult because I keep dreaming about her. And so it's hard to get focused, but I can still laugh and giggle and, talk to my audience, because it just is who I am, right? So I'm not trying to be someone else. So yeah, I don't know who else to be. I can't hide it. It comes through. And one thing about me is I don't believe in being rude to people. Okay, especially those who are seeking help from me, and a step further, who are willing to pay me for their help once they see the value. Thank you, babe. Sorry to you too. Yeah, the struggle is real in dealing with grief. It is like something that I have never been through on this level. So, my grandma was like my mom. So yeah, it's hard to work through that and not like break out into tears. Like, my eyes are so red from last night. Yes, it's tough, but you do. And everything that I do, like, she and I talked about, Posh Girls Club, and I was developing it. and the magazine, we were starting to put all the work together for the magazine. And I finished on my birthday, and she had just died. I didn't even get a chance to share it with her. So it was really, you know, she was my person. So, but yeah, so authenticity comes through. It really does. And like I said, I don't believe in being rude to people who are willing to pay me for my value, who are seeking my help, and who I say I want to help, right? So those who aren't good to their clients, they lose them. So competition basically puts your ass to the fire, and it requires that you respect and appreciate your audience. So that was number 2. And number 3, it keeps you humble, okay? So no one should think that they're the best at something, because like I hate to tell you that as great as you are, as great as we are, there's always somebody that's got us. I mean, just real talk. And there should always be someone that you want to aspire to be. You know, there's someone that you like look up to and think, oh man, yeah. And then on the next level, there they are. And I think, you know, the only what was it? You're not even before. Thank you, babes. Thank you. Thanks, Janice. I appreciate it. There's, you know, you always want to aspire to get to the next level, right? Except maybe like Oprah. Okay, so she's probably like doesn't even have anyone else to aspire to want to be. She is, you know, a Black woman billionaire. Like, she's good. Okay, so unless you're old, then you should always be striving to be the best and to surround yourself with other people who, 1, want to see you be the best, and 2, who will help you to be the best. Thank you for that, Janice. Yeah, you know, we really want our girls to win. Like, after you join, that's one of the things I say is you're one of us now. So we got you. You know, you're going to get all the information that you can for us to push you and to push each other. So like I said, and humility, it doesn't come from, oh, look at me, oh, I'm the best, you know, from that perspective. It comes from a humble place of knowing that you're not the only one that's great at what you do, okay? And also, we can't sit around and like hate on someone else's greatness, because we really can all be great, okay? So for an example, I'm a blogger for Boss Babe, and part of their community. So I sent out a post on the board one day last week to tell anyone who wanted like some free promo in my stories to shoot me a message. So someone in my industry contacted me, you know, branding and digital marketing. And like, I'm not mad at that. You know, if her site and page represent what she says she can do for others, then I would promote the hell out of her just like any other business, right? Her feed and website, yeah, they got to be on point though, because my audience would otherwise be like, really, Tori, why are you recommending it? So I only promote people who actually, it looks like they do what they say they could do, right? But why wouldn't I, you know, why would I only limit it to people who are not in my industry if I'm not threatened by that? Yeah, it's enough money for everybody. Thank you for pointing that out. Okay, it really is. Sharing her page to make her great doesn't take away from my greatness, or sharing her page to help, you know, amplify her greatness. It's like Business Rules for Women. You know, I went on there maybe 2 weeks ago. A lot of you guys came on from that broadcast. And, you know, Gabrielle, she does, like, she's very similar in the industry that I'm in, yet she's willing to let other women entrepreneurs be a part of something bigger than herself. So yeah, that's actually number 2. So number 3, well, no, that was number 3. So those are my 3 reasons why competition is good for you. Pressure makes diamonds, okay? And I know I've been through some pressure, okay, let me tell you, which has forced me to be molded and shaped into the diamond you see before you, honey. Yes, okay. So the 3 points were, number 1, competition makes you a better you. Number 2, it makes you accountable to your audience. And number 3, it keeps you serving and it keeps you humble. one of my favorite traits about Miss Oprah is like everything. She's done everything. She has, you know, reached levels that so many of us like won't ever be able to reach. Okay. And there's still that level of humility. Like I tell you girls, kindness rules and will take you a long way in your business. You can remain kind and still be like, let them know. You know what I mean? Like, I'm kind, but I'm not a pushover. And that's where there's a fine line between that. So all of that leads me to why my clients, I keep recommending. That's right, baby doll. The pressure is real. And right on the other side of that, what happens is people give up right before that the final stage of that molding takes place. Okay. And that's where you give in and you don't do it. You keep right on fighting. You keep right on staying in there, because if it's pressure, it's for a reason, and it's to send you in the place where you're supposed to be in. So you stay right in it. Okay. Do not get out of the fire, because otherwise you're going to have to come back into the fire in order to get through. So you stay right there and you keep fighting right through it. Okay. Like I tell you guys, all of that basically leads me to why I've been talking about these brand boards so much. That's right. That's right. So many people won't ever know how close they were. Good. Good. You need to join us. We'll be every day like, hey, boo, what you doing? You know, not to self-promote the magazine, but you really do. That's what that's right. We're all about supporting each other and offering solutions for each other. Like, hey, try this. Hey, check this out. So it's not just, yeah, you should definitely check into it. So like I said, I've been talking about the brand boards and why everyone needs one, whether I do it, whether you hire someone else to do it, or whether you do it yourself, okay? Branding and content is what separates you from those in your industry, right? So sure, you may cover the same content, but your experience with the content is not the same. So there's nobody in my industry or my niche of branding that's worked with as many celebrity clients as I have. As many, you know, they might have worked with them. So I literally started in my living room. For the people that don't know me or haven't heard this story, I started in my living room about 7 months pregnant with Chrissy. He's my oldest. Just Christian and Carmelo. So Chrissy's my oldest. Like, I was legitimately watching the morning news when the Twin Towers popped up, okay, on the screen, and the tragedy of 9/11 struck. I was on my couch sitting with bling in my hands, okay, that far back. So from that to all of these years later, having done the things I did with no other formal training, I didn't have, that's right, baby, started from the bottom, hey. I didn't have a degree back then. I left Florida State 2 years after I got married. I decided to grow my business, you know, and then take myself out of the service part of it, like daily making the bling myself or me and my designers, to getting a factory and like people worldwide. I have a couple designers worldwide that do that part so that I could focus on the Posh Girls Club. And I developed my brand so that no matter what I do, my audience shows up. Then later on, just because of myself, I decided to go back to school because like I'm just a mega nerd. Okay. So like legit, I just love learning. Like that's always how I've been. So it just goes to show you that, you know, you don't have to have that kind of background, because I didn't when I started. And I love learning, and you get like in school, I just get so many access to tools that like Google can't teach people, okay? So shade, no. Listen, there's only so much shade I'm gonna take, okay? Before the other side of Tori comes out. But no, I'm never gonna be that girl. But there's so many things that I'm learning, and you know, I really love it. I really love it. And that's what I wanted to do, but it's not necessary. It's not necessary to have that if that's not your thing. Because like I said, when I started, I was just, you know, little pregnant mommy ready to pop in 2 months. So your audience might not be the same as mine. So basically, you develop a content strategy that will enhance what you do daily, just like I've done with Posh Life Bling and Posh Girls Club. I did that through consistent content strategy and influence. And we covered creating influence over the weekend in the live webinar. You can get that on the replay, on the webinars under live streams on the website. So you girls know, I'm gonna wrap it up in a few. You know that I'm giving out the brand makeovers. So if you have any questions, definitely shoot me one so I can make sure to cover anything. I know this is more of a encouragement, okay, because I have so much content that I put out like the last 2 weeks and it's all relevant to each other. So you guys know that I'm giving out the brand makeover for half off. So it does include the brand board, which helps you define a starting place for your brand direction. So like somebody asked me what it was, someone who signed up for one, she was like wanting to know what it was. So it's basically something that I do for my clients to like help define who they are from what they tell me and like what I think they should, which direction I think they should go. With images, like it's similar to when a designer comes to your house with like that board, or if you've seen it on like any of those shows where they do, you know, home makeovers and stuff. So like everybody ain't calling out designers to their house. I call my mommy. But no, so they come out to your house with the board with all the pictures, and they basically use that to create your whole vision for your home. Same concept. It's the core of your brand, basically. You're so welcome, babe. It's the core of your brand. So I create this as a part of helping you. Y'all are making me laugh. Like I have so many underthoughts going on that I'm like keeping suppressed. It's hilarious. So I create this basically as part of helping you to get to the next step after the brand board, which is content strategy. And content strategy creates your influence over your audience, okay? So like when I first started doing the like YouTube videos back in the day, I would come on and talk to my audience about whatever like award show I had recently done, or they wanted to know like about my celebrities backstage, who bought what they were doing in the back, like crazy drunk as hell. Like they wanted to know stories, right? And then they wanted to see the products up close and personal. Cause like for a lot of the on-site, like BET was 5 days backstage. Like they created these, they had like, what do you call it? They built these like homes, you know, out of like trailers. It was crazy backstage, not backstage, outside in the lot. It was in one of those, auditoriums in LA. I can't think of it off the top of my head right now, but basically they built them each. So we were in one, and they're beautiful what they do on the inside, because you would think we're actually in the building, but we're right outside the building. And they create like all of these home set like sites basically for the different celebrities too. So right outside of us is Jay-Z and Beyonce, freaking Maxwell's right here, then Rick Ross is right there, Monica's over here. Like it was insane, right? So, you know, people want to hear the stories. 5 days backstage, you got T.I. and Tiny and Toya in one, and Lil Wayne, and just all within a couple feet of each other. It's like you know how you can go to the fair and you have all the little attractions all set right up? That's how it was, only, you know, they were like all glam inside. Everybody had their own setup. So when they do like those videos and stuff backstage, a lot of times that's all it is. It's, you know, you get your trailer. That's what they are, trailers. And they're all like glammed up for each person. And in the case of us, they come in and it's all the 17 companies that are there. And so, you know, people wanted to hear all those stories. So that's what having my YouTube channel did for them, because they were able to hear about all the different stories that they wanted to, you know, from a regular person. And then I could also show them the products up close and personal. They would get to see what they look like and the bling and the sparkle of them, right? So this was my way for showing up where they were and consistently creating influence over them. And you don't have to have the celebrity clients in the traditional sense, like the way that I did, to have influence or create influence over your audience. You just need a product or a service that the right audience wants or needs. So you don't have to be all bling and glam. That was just the way that I wanted to build my business. Now, if you want to, there are things that you can do to do that. Excuse me. And I do have a ebook on that, on how I connected with some celebrities, like after, like once Instagram started and all of those things. So that is an option, but you don't need that. You just need the right audience that wants, needs, desires what you have to offer. And everyone has one. You all do. And if you focus on selling the product smarter and you know, niching down, you can sell your products. So if you are that for them, your content strategy will continue to keep their attention as you provide them consistent value. So in having like that brand board, you can always basically refer back to it when you're unsure of what content to create, which is what so many people struggle with. What the hell am I going to say today? Right? You know, what am I going to say next week? What am I going to say the week after? That's what they're for. Like, all I've talked about is in the last week has been content creation and how to get your followers up, right? And a lot of people have been raving, my audience, like about how their audience has grown from that live stream that I did on how to get followers, and my strategies that I actually used in every one of my business where I've had 300K followers and 15,000 followers and 70 on two other pages. Every single one of them, I use the same strategies every time. So if you did not see that live stream, that one's available on the Posh Girls Club website too, under the live streams page. So how does this all relate back to competition and why it's good for you? Anybody wondering that? How does it relate back? Okay, consumers benefit from engagement with you. It provides an improved customer experience overall. You are helping them through the value that you constantly provide them, okay? You recognize that there are other people offering similar products or similar services or whatever, okay? But not like you. So you can offer them promotions and discounts or freebies centered around what the customer needs and tells you that they desire from you, okay? Not from them, but from you. The customer can stay in touch and engage with your content, where your content basically influences and engages them daily, okay? And that will leave them feeling valued. It will leave your audience feeling heard, and it will leave your audience feeling appreciated by you, because only you can provide those things from that audience. So embrace competition and get out there and freaking kill it, okay? You guys can definitely sign up for the Babe 5-day challenge if you have not done it yet, the free challenge to help you brand, create killer content, okay? Monetize your passion and grow your followers, just like I did for the last 16 years and have continued to do on almost every single major social media platform, okay? Click the link in my bio for details. We've been talking for the past month about getting my e-commerce babes ready for Cyber Monday, and it's time to make moves, guys. Cyber Monday, over 3.4 billion in sales in 2016 for Cyber Monday. And they were mostly on mobile phones, which means Instagram is the perfect place to make your sales. So who's showing up for that this year? Okay, who is showing up for it? Yes. As always, it is my goal to provide you girls value, okay? Because I want to see you win. I want to see you win. There's still time, babe. Please come in, go to the subscription, get our Diamond Girls magazine. You become part of our club. You get the exclusive membership. Get in there. Yes, honey, yes, here for it. Get in there. Go sign up. It's $12.99 a month. I mean, and for what you're getting, you'll be blown away by the content that we include there. Ask Janice, she's told you. You're welcome, babes. JMX Poetess, love you, babes. So yeah, you'll be blown away by the content that's there. It's a lot of content. You get all the live streams for free, et cetera, et cetera. I don't want to like call you out, but you're raising your hand. So I want to make sure that you know that is an option that you can definitely check out. Okay. So, you know, it's always, like I said, it's my goal to provide you guys with value. Because I want to see you win genuinely. Your win is not a loss for me. Even if we're in the same industry, it's not a loss for me. So I'm still rooting you on, and I'm always going to wish everybody the best, because again, your win doesn't take away from me. My win does not take away from you. So Instagram does have a lot of businesses represented, but the difference is none of them are you and they're not me. Okay. So as always, keep hustling, girls. See you next time. I gotta stop forgetting to stop YouTube. I'm over here looking at all the people on my stream like, hey.